Hello students, welcome to Java Part 1 medium session. In this session, we are really going to start our programming in Java. Okay, before doing hard codes, we really have to do very simple programs to understand the basic concepts and things in Java. Okay, let's get into the topic. Okay, before doing any Java program, we already know that only we can use objects to access classes in Java. We know that except the main class, we have to create objects for each and every class in a Java program to access the class. Then only the main class can call the other classes using the objects. Okay, before going to any other things, I'll give you some short example. As I said in the previous class, we're going to use online C compiler and Java compiler to do our project and very simple Java codes. Here, if you just type or search for online Java compiler, you'll get plenty of compilers in Java. Okay, I'm using the second link, online Java compiler by online GDB. Okay, let's get into that. If you just click that link, you will get a page like this. These are all just comments to understand the basic rules and parts of this console. Okay, this is a basic code actually given by the site itself. Here we have public class main. This is the main class. They've already given the main class for a simple access, and within the main class we have the main method. Inside of the method we have a simple statement to print an hello world program. Okay, just for your easiness, we'll start from the beginning itself. Public is actually an access modifier. Later we'll get into that topic of access modifier. Okay, public, class, these are all default for every program in Java. Public, class, and the class name. As I already told you, the name of the main class should be equal to the Java file. Okay, so if we have Java file called main.java, inside of it we're gonna do a project. So inside of the that class, if you open any main class, the name should be equal to the file name. Okay, that's why I'm giving name as main. Inside of the main class, I've opened a parenthesis. Inside of the parenthesis, I'm opening the main method. Public class, sorry, public void. Here, void is the type of the class. We have two types of classes, two types of important classes and methods. Uh, More specifically, methods can be of any two types. One is void and the other one is int. If we give int as the variable or method type, then that method have to return something. For example, it is like this: public int method 1. If I'm just giving it as method 1, then that method, after doing all the codes, at the end of the program, that method should return something. To return any variable like x or y, any variable it should return, that is mandatory. Otherwise, if it doesn't have any variable to return, we should write this code return 0. This is mandatory for every method which has int as its method type. Otherwise, if we just have void as the method type, then we don't have to give the statement return 0. That's all. That is the difference between void and int method. Int method have to return something to the main method, that is mandatory. Otherwise, if we just specify it as void method, then that is not necessary to or return something to the method. This method cannot return anything to the main method. That's all. If we specify a method with void as a return type, then we should not return anything. That's the simple idea. Okay, here it's just an example. I'll give the correct name. Public void main string string. Caps S for string, that is default for Java. public void main string args. This is the main class. Within the, sorry, this is the main method. Within the main method, we're going to do a simple program just to print hello world. Okay. If we have to return something to the user, or if we have to print anything in the console, output console, then this is the default line, system.out.println. We are calling the system to give output to the user. That is the meaning of this line. Here we have given print line instead of print, which means our output will be in a line, not as paragraph or in any other formats. Okay. Instead of it, if we give anything within the double quote, it will just print as it in the double quotes. Okay. We'll just run it. Let's see what will happen. Okay, can you see that? That's why I didn't give the static method, because the main method should be static, because the static method cannot be accessible with any other methods, because here the authenticator and the main authority is the main method, not any other methods. For that we have to use static as the modifier. It is called non-access modifier. It is mandatory to have a main method. Here we can, now if we run it, we'll get the output. Okay, can you see that? Hello world. Okay, that is the output of this simple program. Okay, and this double code is very important, and I'll tell you about a new line character. If you just give a slash n, then we'll get, first we'll do without slash n. If we just run this program, we'll get output hello world, hello world. Just because of using an online compiler, we are getting the same answer. Okay, if we just give slash in here, we'll get an output like this. Can you see the difference in the previous output? We have very less space between these two hello world, but now we have plenty of one single line space we have in between these two hello world letters. Okay, if you give t instead of hello world, okay, it is actually an online compiler. That's why we couldn't get the proper answer. If you just give slash t in your NetBeans, if you just install NetBeans and run Java code, you will get a hello world with 5 to 10 inches of space. You will get the next hello world later. Okay, it will be something like this. I'll just write a comment here. Okay, if you use tab t slash t, you will get an output like this, a single tab space between these two words, hello world with one space. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, we'll also talk about comments. There are two types of comments in Java. One is single line comment and the other one is multi-line comment. If you want to give comment only in a single line, comment is nothing but just to give an understanding about the program to the user as well as to the programmer. If you just write any program for the first time, then you can understand the program after so many times also. Okay, single line comments should be in a line. For example, here I'm giving a comment for this system.out.println line. Okay, what is the meaning of this line? We are printing hello world. Okay, I just get finished in a single line itself. If the comment is going on beyond a single line, then we have to use multi-line comments, which means we have to start with a slash star symbol, then we can write anything. It is a program to write hello world. It is just a sample program. Okay, you should close it like this with a star and a slash at the end. Okay, it keeps on going like this. You can write any number of lines as you want. Okay, okay, let's get into the next topic.
Okay, now we'll see a very simple example to know about what is a main class and what is a subclass. Okay, for that we'll start off with class name. Public class, as we have the main class name and the file name is equal, our program is correct. Public class main, within that first one is a main class. Public static void main. This is our main class. String args is the argument of this main class. Within that, we'll just print something to represent the user that is from the main class. System.out. Print ln. Within that, hello, this is from main class. Okay, and then close the main class. Then we'll open any one subclass like public static void. Give name as sub method. Okay, this is enough. And then just write something like system dot out dot println. This is from sub method. Actually, here this is from main method because we want to just differentiate the main method and the sub method, right? Okay, inside of it. Okay, it is partially completed now. Here we know the compiler will start executing the program from the main method. But what about the subclass? To run the subclass, we have to create an object inside of the main method. Okay, here we have to create an object here. We know how to create an object. That is class name space object name equal to new space class name. Here our class name is main because we are just using only one main class. Inside of the main class, we are using many subclasses. But here, just for an example, we are using only one subclass. Okay, as per the syntax, we can create an object like main space object name. Just take obj equal to new class name and a parenthesis to close the line. Now we declared the object for the subclasses of main class, but we have to call the submethod to execute the code inside of the subclass. For that, we have to call it like obj object name dot method name. What is a method name here? It is actually sub method. As per the root, S should be in caps. Here, inside of this submethod parenthesis, we can pass arguments to any submethod with any kind of value as we intended already. Okay, here we don't have to pass any argument because we just gonna print this is from submethod code. We don't have to give any value. If we have anything like xy value, xy variables inside of this submethod, then we can pass values for that variables through this parenthesis. That is called argument passing. Okay, our code is completed now. We'll just check whether it is right or wrong. Yeah, we have done one error here. Submitted. Okay, we're done. Okay, can you see that? Hello, this is from the main method. First, as we see that, we have to see the order too. Here, the first text is hello, this is from main method, and the second text is this is from sub method. Okay, here we can see compiler starts to execute the program from the main method. So inside of the main method, as we go step by step. Here we have the first line to print hello, this is from main method text. As per the code, first of all, hello, this text is printed by the Java compiler. And then we have a declaration line and a method call line for the subclass submethod. As per the process, if we call the object, instantly an object is created for this main method. After that line, we have obj.submethod. This is called method calling in Java. Using that object obj, we are actually calling the sub method named as submethod. Okay, inside of the submethod, if it is called at that fraction of second, compiler control will be given to the submethod. Here, submethod will start executed. Okay, here we have system.out.println line. So inside of the method, execution will start.
Okay, students, these are the basic of implementing objects in Java. Okay, in the next class, we'll talk about some more other basic things which are very, very mandatory to implement simple Java programs like access modifiers and all. These are like additional points to make a construct Java program. Okay, students, thank you.